through a checkpoint built to keep them out. The Taliban today allowed us in to Kabul's green zone. Until Sunday, this was the seat of power in Afghanistan, the home to foreign embassies and armies, and of course the presidential palace. Today, this bastion of blast walls and fortresses is an empty quarter, abandoned and almost deserted. For the most part, only Taliban gunmen are here. They took control after the White House turned the green zone yellow, and almost everyone followed the Americans as they ran away. To my right is what was the vast NATO compound in Kabul. For 20 years, this was the headquarters of the war against the Taliban. The Taliban are now guarding the place. How ironic. Eventually, we arrived at the gates to what was the most important green zone fortress of them all, the former United States Embassy in Kabul. The sign says welcome, but there's nobody here to do the welcoming anymore. This is one of the most heavily defended buildings on Earth. It was built at a cost of $800 million. Today, the lights are still on, but nobody's at home. All US personnel were evacuated from the US Embassy by Sunday night. Most were taken from here by helicopter to Kabul airport. The US ambassador left in the company of a Marine carrying the stars and stripes. We found these women and children at the pedestrian entrance. They'd been encouraged to wait by the sight of two metal detectors just inside. This mother of two said she'd been told to come to get their names on a list to fly away. This woman said she'd worked for the Afghan government and also wanted to get out. We persuaded them that sadly they were waiting in vain and should seek help someplace else. We didn't know where. Today, Mullah Baradar, one of the co-founders of the Taliban, made a triumphant return to Afghanistan after an absence of almost 2 decades. He arrived on a Qatari military plane and will have a top position in the new government here. As he flew in, these women were trying to access the former green zone to get the paperwork to fly out. They'd heard a false rumor that the French embassy was open. "It's too insecure," said one woman, before another handed me her passport and said, please, please take our names and put them on the list.
I'm sorry.
There was nothing for them in the empty quarter, empty embassies, empty promises.